is going on with you, YouTube? The TheCaliEffect, king of games here. And today, we're not only going to be going over a Lost World Dino deck profile. I feel profiles are rather archaic. So we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to profile the deck, give you guys a little bit of the combo tutorials, as well as go in every single detail, the crevices, and show you exactly what this deck is trying to do in this format. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or suggestions, then go ahead and post down below in the comment section. Also, be sure to love this video up. Give this video as many likes as possible, ladies and gentlemen. Let's try to get to 1,000 likes. So it lets me know as a content creator that we're on the right way of making deck profiles better. I'm the TheCaliEffect, and if you guys want to see more videos like this, then go and destroy that subscribe button. But more importantly, go hit that notification bell because, well, we just too strong. So without further ado, I present to you guys a competitive Lost World deck profile combo tutorial and in-depth analysis. Okay guys, so the win condition for this deck is to activate and resolve your Lost World. Once you activate and resolve that card, the game becomes a lot easier because your opponent can't target your monsters with cards like Effect Failure or Infinite Impermanence, and they can't even target their own unless they get rid of the token. Protecting the token gets you so much advantage, plus summoning dinosaur monsters for free by destroying babies from your deck. Ultimately, I think this deck is a solid tier 2 deck, and if you guys want to see a live duel of it, then go ahead and click on the link down below in the description. It's a very good live duel against Dragon Link. Starting off with the monsters, 3 copies of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. You're going to put a lot of monsters into your graveyard through Lost World, a lot of dinos, and Ultimate Conductor Tyranno will take full advantage of that. Next is 3 copies of Dino Wrestler Pank Boy. This guy is a pseudo, that's right, a pseudo soul eating because it can still destroy that token, which will trigger your Lost World, and it'll put 2 dinosaurs into your graveyard for your Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. When you're done banishing all of your dinosaur monsters, you can summon Overtext Quetless to your side of the field for free, shuffle those cards back into your deck for reuse, and on top of that, it can get you a spell or trap disruption. Ultimately, it can be sent to the graveyard through the effect of Soul Eating for a free evolution pill, and then 1 copy of Dogorian because it's searchable. Next, we run 3 copies of Soul Eating. This is the heart and soul of the deck. It allows you to play around so many things. It's really good with Lost World. 3 copies of Miscellaneous Saris. This is our very own hand trap because it protects all of our dino combos in our plays, which could essentially help us turn off all our opponent's negations. 1 copy of Giant Rex, 1 copy of Dino Wrestler Seistigor, and 1 copy of Beat Raptor. Those are my extra level 4 monsters. You'll quite often find yourself special summoning a level 4 monster with Miscellaneous Saris, and Giant Rex isn't always available, so Seistigor gets you a free Dino Wrestler Pank Boy, and Beat Raptor is really good for stopping monsters in the extra monster zone. Decided to only run 1 Beat Raptor because the Destroy by Battle effect I don't think is important. Next is 2 copies of Baby Saris and 1 copy of Petit Pteranodon. I don't think you need more than 3 destructions, 3 summons from your deck through the effect of your Lost World Dino, and you can always recycle it with your Overtext. 1 copy of Dirac Alo for that synchro potential, and then for the hand traps, we run 3 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, the best hand trap in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game. Again, Ash Blossom is really good. It's generic. You guys could run that instead, but this just hits so many big boy plays. That's it for the monsters. For the spells, we run 3 copies of Lost World. Again, your win condition, you have to get into this card as fast as possible. It prevents your opponent from targeting, and it gets you free summons. 1 Lost World Dino Wrestling, 1 Set Rotation, and 1 Terraforming. Trying to get into this card as fast as possible, and Lost World Dino Wrestling actually serves as an extender. 3 copies of Fossil Dig to search any dinosaur monster that you already need. 2 copies of Double Evolution Pill. This can actually be dropped for a 3rd copy of your Foolish Burial Goods, which could send your World Dino Wrestling if you decide to play an extra copy, or it can send another card. Next is 1 Gold Sarcophagus. Its sole purpose is to banish that Giant Rex for a free summon. And then for the traps, we run 2 copies of Survival Zen. This card is nasty good with Lost World because it can destroy tokens, which you can protect with your token, and then in this graveyard effect can destroy a dinosaur monster to destroy a card your opponent controls. That is it for the main board for the Exceeds, or the links, my apologies. 1 copy of Mech Knight Crusadia Avermax, 1 copy of BLS Soldier of Chaos, 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix. This is our generic link to. Rapodicus is really good. Evil Sword Dolka, you'll be making this card a lot because monster negation is important. Logia, number 60, Duggarus, the Timeless. This card is insane. He's like, it gets you deeper into your combos and it puts cards into your graveyard. A lot of times when you summon this card, you don't care about the drawback. You're gonna win anyways. Evil Sword Exeton Knight is the most underrated card in Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now. Abyss Dweller, for the Synchros, Trish, Tornado Dragon too. For the Synchros, Trish, Nat Beast, and High Speed Word Charm Power. Now I can show you guys some combos and how this deck will work with each other to just make some cool interactions. Okay guys, so the very first combo is of course going to revolve our card Lost World. You have about 5 ways to get this card, 3 Lost World, a Terraforming, and a Set Rotation, and our Soul Eating. You have about 6 ways to get into this card, more depending on the turn sequence, with 3 Soul Eating and 3 Fossil Dig. So what you are going to do is activate your Lost World and then normal summon your Soul Eating, and that will provide a token that you guys will see off screen to our opponent's side of the field. You're also going to be activating your Soul Eating to add a dinosaur monster from your deck to your hand, and with that we're going to add the Miscellaneous Heiress from our deck to our hand. We're going to then pitch the Miscellaneous Heiress from our hand to the graveyard, so now all of our dinosaur monsters are protected from our opponent's activated effects. Using Soul Eating, we're going to attempt to destroy the opponent's token that we have on their field, and we're going to choose to use the effect of Lost World. I was going to say we're going to chain, but it doesn't activate. With that, we'll send Baby Saris to the graveyard to protect the token, triggering Baby Saris' effect to special summon a dinosaur monster to your side of the field. Now, it really depends on situation what particular dinosaur monster you're going to get, as you can go back into the Miscellaneous Saris and use both of these monsters for the Exceed summon, or you can go into the Beat Raptor if you need to negate your opponent's monster in their extra monster zones. You can go into the Dino Wrestler Seistagor to be able to add a Pancatrops from your deck to your hand, which could further extend your combos, or you can summon the Giant Rex, because when these 2 monsters will be sent to the graveyard, you can banish Miscellaneous Saris to summon a level 4 and then bring out the Giant Rex back to your side of the field, essentially having a link to and 2 additional level 4s. In this particular sequence, we're actually going to go ahead and go with the Micelle, as will you be using both of these monsters for an Exceed summon into our Evil Sword Dolka. Now, there is another thing that you guys can do, which is activate the effect of Miscellaneous Saris, banishing your Baby Saris and your Micelle himself to special summon the Big Daddy card, Petit Pteranodon. So at the end phase of your turn, Petit Pteranodon will destroy itself and allow you to special summon a level 4 or higher dinosaur monster, which will be the Dino Wrestler Pancatrops. And these 2 cards get you 3 negates, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Sword Dolka provides 2, Dino Wrestler Pancatrops provide 1. Your opponent can't target your monsters on your side of the field. And if you have a hand trap, well, you just made a 4 negate board inside of Dinos. Now, the next combo I'm going to show you guys can be done with your opponent having a monster on the field, or you can have Lost World in your hand yourself. This is just to show you that the deck is versatile. You don't have to make that Exceed 4. You can even trish your opponent. You're going to start off, let's say our opponent has a monster on their side of the field. We're going to start off by using Foolish Burial Goods, and that will allow us to send our World Dino Wrestling to the graveyard. And now we're going to banish World Dino Wrestling to special summon to our side of the field Dino Wrestler Seistagor. Now, Seistagor was special summoned, so we can add Dino Wrestler Pancatrops from our deck to our hand, and if our opponent still has more monsters than us, we can special summon Dino Wrestler Pancatrops to our side of the field, triggering it to destroy an opponent's card on their side of the field. Following up, we're going to normal summon Soul Eating to add Miscellaneous Sario from our deck to the hand, and then we're going to discard the Miscellaneous Sario to prevent our opponent from negating our opponent from using activated card effects on our dinos. Banishing the Miscellaneous Saris, we can go ahead and special summon the Jirak Elo to our side of the field, and then we can use all 3 of these monsters for a synchro summon into our Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier. Now, if you guys were keeping up, hypothetically, let's say we have the Miscellaneous Saris in our hand. In this particular sequence, we could have added the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and then followed up, which actually is game, because Ultimate Conductor Tyranno can attack into all of our opponent's monsters and inflicting damage depending on how many monsters they have. Pancatrops can attack and Trishula can attack. So the deck is still very deadly even without Lost World. Lost World just provides a little bit of a boost. Okay guys, so for the very last combo, this deck actually has an amazing Sky Striker matchup. Provided you open the right cards, you can have them scoop in game one. So this particular combo is going to require your Soul Eating and Lost World Dinosaur. You're also going to need a third card, whether it's Miscellaneous Ceres or Ultimate Conductor Tyranno or a full Fossil Dig. Any of those will do. And coincidentally, if you have two Fossil Digs, it's the exact same combo. So we're actually going to make it a little bit simpler for me. I'm going to put the Miscellaneous Ceres into my hand, and then I'm going to start off by activating Lost World and normal summoning my Soul Eating. Having Soul Eating is 1 and Lost World is 2, protecting myself from Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. I'm going to give them a token and add the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno to my hand. Pitching the Miscellaneous Ceres to the graveyard, making all of my monsters unaffected by activated effects. I am now going to use my Soul Eating to attempt to destroy my token, but I'm going to protect it with Lost World by getting rid of a baby from my deck. Activating the baby's effect, I'm actually going to special summon a Giant Rex to my side of the field, and then I'm going to use both the Soul Eating and the Giant Rex for a link summon into our Reproducus. Now, next we're going to follow up by activating the Miscellaneous Ceres effect, banishing itself to special summon the Drag-Aleo under the Reproducus. Using the effect of Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, I'll now banish the Giant Rex, and any other monster in our graveyard, I'll banish the baby Ceres because we want this into our deck from the Overtext Questless to be able to special summon Ultimate Conductor to our side of the field. That'll trigger the effect of our Giant Rex to special summon itself to the side of the field. I'll use Reproducus to target the Drag-Aleo to make it into an Earth monster, and then I can finally Synchro Summon into my Naturia Beast. That is how you're going to make an Ultimate Conductor Tyranno with a Naturia Beast against Sky Strikers, and they'll have a token, so it's going to be pretty hard for them to target your cards and get over your things. So I'm excited to get into our first test hand. I'm kind of nervous because I didn't shuffle, or I'm shuffling the deck right now, but I hope it's shuffled thoroughly because, yeah, we don't want any bad hands. This deck is not immune to having consistency issues. Sometimes you do get some bad hands, but it is what it is. And sometimes that's what you do when you want to play a deck that you love. I've tried my best to make it as consistent as possible. So on to our first hand, Fossil Dig, Lost World, Dino Wrestler, Pankratrops, Lost World, and a Drag-Aleo. So in this particular situation, if we were going second, we'd still be in a pretty good spot, as we can use Lost World and then special summon our Pankratrops, giving our opponent a token, and then forcing them to choose activating Pankratrops to destroy said token or destroy their opponent's monster, and now they can't target us before we go into our Soul Eating play. I thought that would be pretty cool. And we have a 6th card, which is Miscellaneous Ceres. That would be pretty easy to break our opponent's board. But hypothetically, if we're going first, we do have the Lost World combo, so I'm going to go Lost World, and then activate a Fossil Dig for my Soul Eating. Nor my Soul Eating, giving my opponent a token, and then Soul Eating is Chain Link 1. That's going to add that Micelle. Next, we're going to discard the Micelle and attempt to destroy it. That would allow us to destroy a monster, which is going to be the baby. Trigger the baby's effect to special summon our 2nd Micelle. Use these 2 for an Exceed summon into our Evil Swordolka. Then in this particular turn, I banish these 2 monsters to special summon the Petit Pteranodon. And then in phase, Petit Pteranodon dies. That will get us a Dino Wrestler Pankratrop. So 3 negates off of our first hand. I'm pretty excited about this. Brick card would be Drag-Aleo, but I guess it's not bad. It can always just be normal summoned and then used for a link. Let's see what our follow-up play would be. Hypothetically, if an opponent did break our board, we go ahead and draw a card into the Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and we'd have 4 dinosaur monsters in our graveyard. So assuming that they didn't have a token, the first thing I would do is go ahead and banish from Miscellaneous Ceres. Actually, no, we don't even have to do that. We need to force our opponent's negations, hypothetically, if they have that. So we'd special summon a Dino Wrestler Pank Boy to our side of the field and force that negation if it's so present. So we'll just put Dino Wrestler Pank Boy into the graveyard, and then we'll banish 4 to special summon a dinosaur monster from our deck to our side of the field. In this particular situation, depending on what my opponent has, we're just going to go ahead and special summon the Giant Rex to our side of the field. Or, what am I thinking? What am I thinking? No, we're not. We're going to special summon the Soul Eating to our side of the field, and then we'll use the effect of our Soul Eating to add a dinosaur monster from our decks to our hand. So here's the crazy thing. I can get Overtext Questless, and I can special summon Overtext to my side of the field by returning these monsters, and I'd have a pretty sizable board, as well as some dinosaur monsters in my deck. But I'm actually not going to do that. And now that I think about it, I don't want Pinkatrops, I want you in the graveyard. So this does put us in an interesting situation because, again, I'm not looking at an opponent's board. I could be doing some really nice things. With this particular sequence, I do get a free monster to my side, to my hand, or I can send a giant Rex to the graveyard, which, nope, we're not even going to do that. We're going to go ahead and go with my thought of adding the Overtext Quetless, and then the Soul Eating to attempt to destroy the token. We'll protect it by destroying a baby. And then, of course, we can special summon that giant Rex to our side of the field. Now, I could have added a Macel from my hand, but I can only assume that this game would be pretty much over. Hypothetically, if it wasn't over, I would be getting the Macel for more advantage. But yeah, this game's just not going to look good for my opponent. I'm going to use both of these monsters for an Exceed summon into number 60, Dugarus. And then we're going to detach 2 for the Dugarus and draw 2 cards. Yep, this game is over. And discard the Dracella. We're going to banish you and you for our first ultimate conductor. Special summon you back to our side of the field. Link you guys off. And we're going to just bring out Cypher Alert Lambda. And then we're going to banish you two. Special summon you. Oh, not you two. Well, no, you two. And then we are going to return 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 back into our deck to summon you. And as you guys can see, I'm pretty sure we'll win that game. All right. Test hand number 2. Sorry for getting that one a little bit choppy, but it really depends on what our opponent does have on their side of the field. That can be dependent on what we'll do, but just assuming that, you know, they had no more disruptions, or we could probably still play. Actually, as you guys can see, our hand could definitely still play through disruptions, even if they did have them. It would have been still not a great day for them. So number 2, we're going to get Macel, a Quetless, Survival's End, Beat Raptor, and a Soul Eating. This is not a great hand. This is literally not a great hand. So having the Survival's End in hand is not great because you do need a normal monster to pop up with this effect. The Macel is okay. The Soul Eating is, you know, that's a good starter, using the Soul Eating to add a monster from our decks to our hand. In this particular situation, yeah, we'll just go for the Ultimate Conductor. If we were going second, we'd actually have the Foolish Burial Good. So let's actually play around that. So hypothetically going second, because that would have been better in this situation, Foolish Burial Goods would send the World Dino Wrestling. And then we banish the World Dino Wrestling to summon Seistigor. Seistigor's effect would add a Dino Wrestler Pank, and assuming that they do have more monsters, we can summon that to our side of the field for free. Keep in mind, our Miscellaneous Saris can be activated at any given time to make all of our monster effects basically unstoppable. Normal summoning the Soul Eating, we'll use the Soul Eating's effect to add a dinosaur monster from our deck to our hand. I think it's only appropriate that I add a Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. Now, we can trish our opponent by using both the Soul Eating, the Stegosaurus, and banishing for Miscellaneous Saris to summon a baby to our side of the field, which is still, like, that's pretty freaking good. But right now, I have a different plan on my mind. I wish I had a baby on the field, because then I'd be able to discard the Survival's End, which would allow me to do some more things. But we can actually do it this way. We'll use these 2 monsters for number 60, Dugarus the Timeless. As you guys can see, this card's actually pretty good. We'll detach 2 materials to draw 2 cards. Oh, that's pretty good. And we'll discard the Survival's End. Next, we'll go Terraforming. This deck does prefer to go second, by the way, if you guys haven't caught on. We'll go Terraforming to add the Lost World. We'll activate the Lost World. We'll banish. Oh, I need to get 5. How would I get 5? If I banish 3 right now, I gotta find a way to put 2 dinos in the graveyard. And I don't even think I play a 3 dino, actually. I'm pretty sure I don't play a 3 dino. So we can discard the Miscellaneous Saris, and then we'll banish 4. Again, that isn't great, but whatever. It's, I'm going for game right here. So we'll banish 4 to summon the Giant Rex. And you guys won't believe what'll happen this time, guys, using both of these monsters for a link. What am I gonna make? What am I gonna make? Hypothetically, if they had back row, we can make Phoenix. Oh yeah, okay, cool. We can make Phoenix to destroy, or we could just make a generic link too. It doesn't matter. We're not going into the extra deck anymore, so it doesn't matter. And then banish you two. Let's just say we have Phoenix for destruction for Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And then we can summon our overtext to our side of the field by returning 1, 2, 3. Oh, that would get summoned. 4 and 5. Back into our deck. And here is the cold part, ladies and gentlemen. Those two for another link summon. We can actually invest 3 into a link summon for our Blackluster Soldier of Chaos, and our third monster would guarantee that it's unaffected. But we'll just go back into our Psyframe Lord Lambda. That is a pretty good board. Well, thank you guys so much for watching another segment of the Cali Effect. This is actually a prototype of what we are trying to do. Let us know down below in the comment section if you guys think we can do some things to improve. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you on the next one. Please have a great day, like I am.